Info gurus brainwash you to buy again, and again. It's an $100 billion industry dominated by just a few players who have all mastered what I'm about to tell you today. I know you've already seen all the funnels. You've watched all the breakdowns. You really think they're gonna tell you all their secrets? The psychological frameworks that they deploy to get you to handle money on command. What I'm about to tell you, if applied, is worth millions. So listen carefully, take notes, and share it to a friend. My name is Anton. I build, scale, and convert personal brands, turning them into ecosystems that attract clients and opportunities. It's time for you to learn what nobody has told you. But before I start, I want to give a quick disclaimer. The information that I'm about to break down has given people the ability to literally make others hand over their money at will. So if this is misused, it can be highly unethical. So I need you to use what I'm about to tell you very responsibly. So now I can begin. Info gurus use the same framework to make sure that you're addicted to their brand and you carry on buying again and again, impossible to stop. And the way they do this is by first, baiting you in their personal brand, manufacturing urgency and desire, wanting to know, being intrigued about who the guru is. Then they hook you. They craft an emotional and addicting bond through storytelling and psychological frameworks to get you hooked to their brand, addicted to their brand, and then you fall into that trap, creating an evergreen brand obsession where you will buy on a constant basis. So, how do you even find a personal brand from a guru in the first place? The first point of contact is going to be via social media for Instagram, maybe TikTok, YouTube long form, and even actually paid traffic. So via Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, any place on social media, most of the time is where you're going to have the first interaction, the first point of contact to enter their personal brand ecosystem. And people enter a personal brand ecosystem due to intrigue from two different things: lifestyle or knowledge. You're either intrigued by someone's lifestyle, wanting to know what they do, wanting to know more about them. And most of the time, 99% of the time, they're going to intrigue you from lifestyle with something flashy. So expensive things, expensive lifestyle, to get you questioning how they've made that money. But it doesn't necessarily have to be flashy in terms of money. It can be traveling. It can literally be anything that is a desirable, aspirational life that people want to live. And next is via knowledge. So seeing and consuming content, being intrigued by the value, the knowledge that someone's giving, and wanting to understand and know more about the knowledge that they're providing. And then they throw you the bait. So the bait, again, is the manufacturing that urgency and that desire. And what they do is they create their new secret method. They brand a brand new business model because they can own the IP, they can own the intellectual property, and they own a unique positioning. And everyone that is top in the market does this. Eddie Cumberbatch owns Growth Operating. Standard Stage owns IPGA. Dan Co owns One Person Business. Serge Guattari owns Build and Release. Owning and coining the term of your own business model is probably the most intelligent thing you can do. And all the top gurus do this. Why do they do this? And why is it so successful? The first thing they do is position themselves as the gatekeeper of a hidden secret. And the only way to succeed is to use their secret model. And they make you feel like that you're missing out on something crucial by not following the business model that they've created. And in this way, they can destroy the competition. They can frame themselves as the only experts to solve your problem and subtly position everyone else on the market as inferior. Look, if I started making content about an existing business model, something like SMMA that's been done countless amount of times, and I explain it poorly, and there's other people in the market creating better content around that, then I'm not going to rise to the top. But if I manufacture and create my own new business model, tweak things around, create a branding, create a narrative, create a word and a concept around this, something like Growth Operator, something like Build and Release, then guess what? There's no other person that's doing my exact business model in the same terminology that I've called it. So it doesn't matter if I'm the best in the market because I have that leverage, I have that differentiation. And then you can go ahead and hate on everyone else's business models. Aman saying that Standard Stage's business model is stupid. Serge Guattari telling people to not become a growth partner and to do his model instead. This creates a psychology of perceived authority because they can frame themselves as the ultimate expert in their field and ensure that their authority goes unquestioned because their model is brand new. They understand fear and insecurity, that you're stuck because you don't have this knowledge, and that you're missing out on a once in a lifetime opportunity. And then value content is all fake. It's all VSLs masked and masqueraded as value. They use free content to draw you in, offer you value, but withhold the real knowledge. So you lack a full picture, you lack a full view. And humans naturally have a desire to understand, to learn more about something if they don't have the full picture. So if you're given just a bit of information, the perfect balance between not too much but just enough, you're going to carry on consuming their content, watching more and more of their videos to be able to get that conclusion, to get that result. And you can only get that result if you end up paying their course. They make their new secret model seem magical. They say that you're going to have an instant transformation, that is simple, that is easy, that there's nothing like it on the market. When the real reality is that you'll never have an instant transformation. No business is easy, and all businesses will have some certain part of difficulty in there, and all business models have their positives and have their negative regardless of which one you choose to do. But regardless, you've been thrown the bait, and now you're stuck in that personal brand ecosystem. You are now hooked, and the hook is crafting an emotional and addicting bond from the guru to the audience. And the best way to do this is the storytelling masteries, by mastering the art of storytelling via relatability, creating a hero arc around their story, and by telling a strong tale. By saying things like, oh, just like you. That storytelling that builds an emotional connection and makes them seem like they understand really, truly who you are. And the most successful people in the market know that showing is 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more powerful than saying. This is why people like Aman documented his whole life and kept those videos on his channel. Sana Stage kept his original videos on his channel. Samuel Nua created a documentary style video documenting his come up story, because come up stories should never, ever, ever be deleted, because they are the $1 million asset. If there's one thing that I can tell you from this video, you need to start documenting the journey, whatever point that you're on in the journey, because this is a $1 million asset. This is a proof that you've made it, your come up story, and that's how people are going to relate to you. The rags to riches story, building that emotional trust and encouraging vulnerability. Oh, just like you, I'm no smarter than you. That's what they say, to create a feeling of deep connection and increase psychological simplicity on their model. If you hear a guru selling a model, selling something, and every single content that you consume from them, they say, I'm no smarter than you. What does that symbolize? What does that mean? That means that if they're no smarter than you, then the model that they sell you must be simple, and you should be able to get the same results that they have. Then it's a trap. It's creating an evergreen brand obsession where you're loyal forever and you keep buying again and again and again. What they do is they play on cognitive biases with monetary mental perception shifts. You'll see this actually via both types of content I was talking about, through lifestyle content and through knowledge content. For lifestyle content, they will be flashing expensive cars, expensive watches, expensive lifestyle, and throw around numbers. And in their knowledge, educational style content, they'll be throwing around big numbers as well. Throw around big numbers and lifestyle, not to teach you, but to shift your perception about money. It's called price anchoring and desensitization. By constantly exposing you to massive figures, big numbers, they make a 5K course, when they eventually sell you, feel like pocket change in comparison to the big numbers that they've been talking about. And if you've been primed via content for weeks and weeks, hearing 100K days, then when they pitch you a 5K course, then suddenly it feels reasonable and even cheap. They're not actually changing your monetary situation, they're just warping your internal value, so the offer feels like a steal. This is all done by design. Then they use a strategy I call the burn and rebuild strategy. This is the endless upsell cycle, the feeling that you're always just one step away from the real secret. There's always a bigger opportunity, there's always something new, and you're always on the edge of discovery. Once you buy a course, that's not it. They'll jump to a new secret, a new method, so you buy the next course. They repackage their programs as new, as improved, and constantly relaunch tweaks to make it feel like you're getting something completely different when most of the time it's the same thing just repackaged. And they can play on this burn and rebuild strategy via storytelling. Now, what I'm about to explain you now, I'm not sure if it's intentional or not, but regardless if Sandler's stage meant to do this or not, it got the result in the end. And that is Sander disappeared for a while, actually almost a year if you can see on YouTube, and came back dropping a brand new secret, a brand new business model called IPGA. And what did he do? He came back 1 year later with long hair. Now you might think this is a small thing, but psychologically, if you see Sander disappear for a year and come back with long hair, what does that mean? Think of geniuses like Einstein. Think of films like John Wick, 4, Castaway, where the main protagonist works on something day and night, works on something, and comes back with long hair. This shows that they were even too busy to have a haircut because they were working so hard. They were working way too hard on the next model, on the next business. So subconsciously, you see Sander come back with long hair, saying that he's been working tirelessly on a new model. What do you think? Sander obviously has been working so hard on his new model because he's come back. Not even had the time to cut his hair because he's been working 12-hour days to come with his program. I don't know, again, is this intentional or not, but this definitely works into the narrative of the burn and rebuild strategy and 100% plays into the psychological storytelling. So this is a linear progression. How they bait you, they draw you in with their secret method. How they hook you with emotional attachment and mastering storytelling, and how they trap you. They lock you in, forever loyal, buying again and again. And that's how gurus make you buy again, and again. Subscribe for more strategies.